What's the island we're going to? I haven't written that one down.
Red tea.
Sorry, the one we're like our goal.
Your goal is Stanhope.
Hope. Yeah, but there's going to be a few stops until then. Obviously, being a ferry, we have a number of passengers with us. We have Father Marcellus, or Marcellus, yeah. He's quite a calm father, man of the cloth, priest. Keeps talking about us needing therapy, and we all refuse. There's Mira Salan, who's like a botanist. I have written down, quite quiet. Castilla Breeze, there's a musician. She has a viola, very cheery. She's been playing lots of music and kind of keeping the mood up. And then Zara Voss, which we are still very in the dark about, but we know that she's like some sort of socialite, but she's kind of been staying in her room the whole time.
She has been smoking on deck with Eli, generally.
Nice. It's a 5-day sail to Red Tea Island from where we came from, and the first 2 days went past quite unremarkably. Bart was our captain, and Rook the deputy captain. What's it called? Vice captain. That's the one. But on day 2, well, things weren't quiet for long because we rolled on a random table, but in game we looked out. We could see this kind of shadow moving in the water. We didn't really know what it was. A Bart kind of got a chill down his spine, having kind of had ideas about what it might be, some sort of large beast. And on the other side, there was this kind of like bubbling in the water, and we didn't know what that was either. But we decided to err on the side of the shadow and try our luck there. Little did we know it was a sea king. This huge monstrosity sea serpent that the teeth were as big as us, if not bigger. And it caught sight of our ship and was kind of coming towards it, so we had to concoct a plan on how to not fight it, much to Rook's sadness, but escape it. Oh god, what's his name? What's Joe's character? Pan. Pan had a great idea of getting a load of chilies from the kitchen and crushing them up into powder and kind of chumming the water with chili powder. While doing this, Rook covered a bit of the chili powder on a rope as a bit of like target removal. And Bart was at the wheel, making some heavy maneuvers to try and outwit the beast. It was like coming towards us, and we turned sharply out of its way. As we did, it hit the chili powder in the water and didn't seem to like it too much, and headed off. Then I don't know if it was the next day. What day are we on now? This encounter.
This was probably one day following.
So on day 3, let me write that down. Day 3, so we escaped that. All lived to tell the tale. We basically said to all the other passengers to be like, "Don't worry." Well, most of us were like, "Don't worry, it's going to be fine. Just stay in your quarters." And Bart was like, "I've never survived one of these. Probably I'm going to die." And then day 3, we came across a group with some sort of paper. We kind of imagined it to be a wanted poster, but we decided to go in the other direction towards this kind of celebrating rowdy mob of what seemed to be pirates. And we came across, I believe the boat was called the Mustang?
The Mustang, yeah.
Captained by one Dominic Furious, of the Furious Pirates. And he was very boisterous and loud and kind of headstrong, and we matched that by being equally stupid. And he basically challenged us to a straight race across the water. I think it was round a rock and back to the finish line, which was kind of marked by buoys or some sort of marker. There was one rule, and that you have to go around the rock. And then there was another rule.
There were 2 rules, which is you have to go around the rock across the start line to win first.
Yeah.
And then the second rule was there are no rules.
So we waited actually a few days or like a few hours or something for him to kind of call his posse. And a few other ships turned up. The Turbocharged and the Tokyo Drift all came into view to be kind of bystanders and onlookers to this race, as we were kind of putting together a plan. There was talk of us boarding it and like dropping the anchor. But in terms of planning, currently we have no solid plan. But this vessel is like kind of decked out. It's like hollowed out. It's vamped up to be a racing vessel against what we only have as a kind of pleasure ferry. So we need to come up with some sort of plan for it. Also, I've got potential name for our crew, the Chili Chum Crew,
Oh yeah, that old thing.
or the Spice Chum Pirates. But yeah, I think that was about it. A lot of kind of talks with some of the crew. Bart was speaking with, I want to say, the bard,
Yeah.
Castilla. Yeah. But yeah, the father keeps kind of wanting to talk to us, but we say no.
He keeps offering a free confessional.
We're not going to confess. We haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
About that, my son. Anything
So-
you want to get off your chest doesn't have to be right or wrong. Just whatever is eating away at you.
It's not very polite to be nosy.
I'm a man of the cloth. You come to me.
Which cloth?
This one. And then he shows you his brown cloth.
Yeah, it used to be white.
You have no proof.
Oh, that was before the sea monster attack.
Is everybody want to jump into Albert Rodeo, by the way? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm wearing this brown cloth.
So what have I been doing in this time? Just being like seasick.
Yeah, you're getting your sea legs underneath. You occasionally come up at night to smoke with Zara Voss.
Okay. Have I learned anything from her or about her?
Give me a parlay check.
Oh, okay.
Parlay.
Where are we? Parlay. 1d12 and 1d4.
Alley.
Alright, I see water. I see a lot of water.
1d4.
Correct. Not good, not bad.
Nine.
So she is heading to an island to go to a wedding. It'll be quite an event. She's traveling quite a few islands to get there. She's mildly excited. She doesn't necessarily like the bride, but she's a big fan of the groom.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you like the bride? Why doesn't she like the bride?
She's just not good enough for him, really. I mean, he's akin to a noble, and she's basically just, a landowner's daughter. It's barely the same, really. I mean, he's only 2 steps away from being a celestial dragon himself. Really.
Huh.
I just don't think they match. He would be much better with somebody more his speed. Right, everybody in? Fantastic.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let me change.
I see the. Oh my god, that's a big map. Why is the rock chilling?
I forgot to lock it in place.
Holy moly! Oh, we're
The rock
tiny.
looks weirdly setting appropriate. Like this is the kind of rock I would expect in One Piece.
Thank you.
It's a great
It's
little
very-
terrain base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I whipped it up
lovely
this
rock.
afternoon. And as you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see, I wonder if I can put it into the chat rather than here. But
Oh, are these like independently developed AI rocks?
yes, they are. Yeah.
That's actually clever.
Very nice.
That's not it. Hold on a sec.
A boat.
So this is the Mustang. Oh wait, where the fuck is there you go. So this is the Mustang. This is the boat you'll be racing against. It is a sailing. It's a racing sloop. with a brass. I mean, I couldn't get the image to do exactly what I wanted, but hey, it is what it is. There's a brass, as its figurehead, a brass rearing horse, a la Mustang. And on the back are kind of what look like two, I don't know, engines, something like that. But it's got two big sails, stern and aft. And then it's not got loads on deck. It really is kind of like sleek. It's got no cannons, as far as you can tell. So it looks like it's designed for kind of lightweight speed, that kind of thing. And then your little boat, it does have. This is a representation of it, but it does actually have sails. It's got two sails, but that's essentially what we're going in. It's got two sails as well, stern and aft, and you've seen the internal part of it. But essentially, this is like the vibe of your ship, not necessarily actually.
The red one, yeah.
Yeah, you wish. So, if you want to discuss kind of plans within the crew, Alara Pumpkin will join that as well, but she has said that you're technically in charge of the ship to try and get her out of this situation. And she has also promised, which Jack didn't note down, that there might be something in it for you on, I think, the second island, not Red Tea, but the one if you successfully get her out of this mess.
Wait, what do you mean mess? What happens if we lose then?
Well, you've not discussed terms of winning and losing with Dominic Furious. He just seems very keen on actually just racing, doesn't care too much about things. But you've actually not discussed it. But essentially, a race is dangerous, right? You're against pirates. The ship could get fucked up. It's her pride and joy, this ship, and she's recently bought it. It is new. She doesn't want it damaged, as much as possible.
Nah.
So anything can happen in a race. She essentially doesn't want the ship to sink.
The sink to ship.
Or the sink to ship.
So based on all the movies I've been watching recently, every time they do a street race, the winner takes the car.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't agreed to terms, so it doesn't matter.
Let's hope they have not been agreed for us.
The Mustang, does it have any weaponry? Does it have any sort of firearms capability for combat?
Do you want to do kind of like a savvy check for like a perception?
Yeah.
I think I remember from last session we said it did have cannons.
It doesn't have cannons.
Does it have any ore slots?
Oh, for like slave ores.
Yeah.
It does. Well, I mean, give me a savvy kind of perception check. Savvy or
roll for slaves.
Yeah, Dominic Furious loves slaves.
It's canon.
They're part of.
Are we looking at his or
family? You're looking at his what? Sorry.
His boat, yeah.
You're looking at his boat. Yeah, you're not looking at your boat for slaves.
Right, savvy, you say?
Wait, do we have any?
And a 1d6.
We got nothing.
Oh.
11 to 13?
Damn, that's pretty good to be fair.
And for me, 2.
Oh my god, double nat ones. Okay.
Did he just explode?
I explode. Yeah.
Okay, so let me resolve the double nat ones first. So you were looking to see whether or not they've got cannons on it.
Look straight into a cannon.
Yeah. So
this isn't a cannon.
So there's two kind of like big holes at the back of the ship. They're kind of like two big steel contraptions, both of which look like cannons, essentially, pointing directly behind the ship at the back of the ship. They're kind of slightly below the deck, kind of essentially where just above the rudder, essentially. And they are bright silver. The kind of the edge of them, as they kind of like reach the furthest part back, is kind of burnt black, with kind of like striated holes through them. You think they look like genuine like laser beam cannons. Like you think that is super dangerous.
Hell yeah.
Do you think that's where the nitro comes out from?
I mean, I'll leave that up to you. Dave, you rolled really well. They don't have holes in the side of the ship. That's usually designed for oars, and you can probably surmise that's because they want to try and catch as much of the water in the wind as possible. So they want to keep it as sleek as possible. So there's no oars on there, but there are things on top of the ship which you kind of take. We'll give two of them. Let me just notes.
Can you hear the notifications?
I did hear something. Are you going? Is it bedtime?
No, I immediately got about 20 notifications saying that some cards I ordered earlier were all shipped.
Fantastic.
Very nice.
Where are they? Ah, yes. So you can see something that was not a cannon does appear to have cannon-like structure. It looks more like a ballista. So it's made of wood. It's kind of like a giant crossbow on the side of the ship. It doesn't appear
cannon to me.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to have a barbed tip or a harpoon or anything like that. It's difficult to tell what it is. And the other thing is you see on the aft of the ship, so the back of the ship essentially, there doesn't appear to be a cannon again. There appears to be some sort of like wooden contraption with kind of like one solid stalk and two wide arms going either side of the stalk. It looks like it can rotate a little bit, and in that it appears to be some sort of like harness / elastic.
Oh.
Fine.
The only thing I know, ship's weakness must be a rudder, right? Like, if we take that out, it can't turn.
Oh, the sails, yeah.
Ooh, that's a...
I feel like the rudder is easier to hit from behind, which is probably where we're going to be.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of things do we have?
I've planned for that in this list.
Yeah, I would let you go through your own plans. I would say that you don't really have much. That's kind of the problem you're facing.
Yeah.
You're not on a ship like that, essentially. It ain't that kind of ship, brother. But I will say that your ship is naturally slower.
Yeah.
Your ship can travel... Where are my notes? Your ship can travel 90 feet per turn. And your ship also... I wouldn't necessarily say it has lower health. It is a bit sturdier. So it has around like 260 health. Given that Andy, given that Barty is the captain currently, those bits of information are yours to keep.
What are the rules for ships?
For sailing?
Yes.
Similar to kind of what you've got currently is in movement. So you've got a certain amount of movement, you've got health, that kind of thing. There is something to do with wind, however. So you'll want to try and catch the wind. So essentially at the start of the race, I'll roll a 1d8, which will be the cardinal direction of the wind. And at the start of each round, and essentially you'll have to guess using kind of a perception check or investigation check the direction of the wind. And then you'll have to adjust the sails accordingly. And then at the start of each round, I'll roll a 1d2, and on a 1, the wind direction changes, and you have to redo that. So you have to, like, if the wind is coming towards you rather than like behind you, similar to kind of Pirates, Sea of Thieves, you have to pull up the sails rather than put them down. If you want to adjust them to kind of like the north side, essentially. And there you'll get bonuses based on how well you do in judging kind of the wind. So if you get the sails correct, you'll get a plus 20 feet boost in movement. If you get the sails almost correct, so like they're full flush, but like you've put it facing north rather than northeast, then you'll only get 10 feet. If the sail is up and you kind of got it in basically the wrong direction, but it's not like affecting you too much, so sails up when it should be down, that kind of thing. You gain nothing. You're just doing 90 feet of movement. And if the sail is at full and facing the opposite direction, so for example, it's it's going very badly for you, then you get negative 20 feet to move that turn.
So which roll is it to determine wind?
I would say it's down to either acumen or savvy. So you know, how smart do you think it is compared to how wise do you think it is? So it would be one of the two, and I'd let you.
Okay.
Actually, I'd probably ask you guys, what do you think it more is like to determine the direction of the wind and then adjust it, get the crew
Savvy is like
wise, like
Mm.
wisdom,
an acumen is
Savvy.
like
intelligence.
I feel
Well,
like
I don't.
the
Ah.
both are
average
valid.
pirate wouldn't be very high
Smart.
acumen, but would have the know-how
Yeah,
of
I think it's more
those
savvy.
kind of ship things. So savvy would kind
Yes.
of. Well,
I like savvy.
they're the same. They're the same amount for me. I mean,
Yeah,
so-
same.
yeah, mine are both the same.
It
But-
makes no difference.
So
Have we healed? Sorry, like from since the last fight, have we healed at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the next day, so you heal to full. None
okay,
of you
yeah,
took any wounds either, so so everything's back and reset. There will be decision making. So Barty, I assume you're going to be on the wheel. So there will be decisions you have to make. And then kind of depending on what the other guys are doing, that they'll do something as well. But
So
remember,
we're having a little huddle, right?
yeah, exactly. You can have a huddle
Mhm.
now.
And the aim is just to get around this island
And
Around and back to the start.
and back.
Yeah, that's the
And
only,
be the first
that's
one
the
to do
only
it.
rule. Yeah. Be the
Is
first
there anything on the island that we can see?
that is like 800 feet. So you could do a check and see if you can see anything.
What check would that be? I mean, I imagine I'd be looking through a spyglass to try and see.
Yeah, I would probably say Abby check. Trying to...
13 again.
Not bad, not great. It's quite far away. You can't really see anything. You would see that the landscape around it's quite sketchy. But as in terms of like what's on the rock.
Okay. And sorry, last question. This kind of start/finish line, what is it marketed by?
There's two buoys. Or like, well, not really boys. There's a small line of buoys.
Just a pair of lads.
Buoys. And then at the side there are actually one ship each. So yeah, there are some lads there. There are some boys.
Okay, so
Boys and boys.
I feel like they would not appreciate us trying to move the line to make the other.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just thinking.
Well, you mean like
Okay.
Taskmaster rules where you can change the.
Or, well, like move it forward, and then like they cross the line and stop, and they're like, "Oh, we won," and then we actually cross the actual line.
Yeah, but then they would just cross
yeah,
the
I
same
mean-
line as you. So.
And I feel like their friends would be like, "Yeah, they fucked it."
Dog, they moved the line. What?
Okay. I've got a few
So-
steps.
Lads. Huddle up. I'm thinking, first of all, in a fair fight, as it would be a fair race, we are bound to fail no matter what. Our ship,
Agreed.
no offense, captain or lady owner, is rather trash.
Hey,
It's good for
Um,
purpose,
w-
but not this purpose.
We're gonna huddle over here separately.
yes, whatever.
But yes, as it stands,
It's not.
the
It's
ship
not
is-
racing material.
Well, I didn't buy it for
No.
racing.
That's fair.
Well, should think ahead. You never know who you're going to come across.
I think we briefly mentioned the possibility of a little sabotage, but
Hmm?
it's best we do not get caught. It seems to me that these lads, these furious fellas, they do not play by the rules either. And maybe if they're winning, they're not gonna try to do any fuckery, as one would say. But we must be subtle. We best keep any sabotage to the last possible moment when it is too late for them to make up a difference. I say we even let them get ahead before we
them
enact
get
whatever.
I was thinking So along that line, the rudder. If we take the rudder out, they're not going to be able to
Hit the
turn
rock.
round the island.
They would simply go straight.
Exactly.
I come with a third worldview here. What Bart is saying is absolutely correct. They are made for racing, and this ship here leaves a lot to be desired. Why don't we?
I heard that.
Well,
We
I
huddle
said it
up even
loudly.
further away. We take two more steps away.
I think we use their strengths and make them our strength. Share their strengths, if you will.
We take their ship.
Firstly, step one, I've written a short list here in my book. We must lose all unnecessary weight. That's a must. There are cabinets in the kitchen, and I mean, I don't know if anybody's spoken to that socialite, but throwing a lot of weight overboard would boost our chances quite tremendously.
Can we leave them on one of the ships of the boys at the boys
Yes.
instead of leaving them to die?
Yes, of course. Yes. Then I was thinking, I could sneak on board their ship. If I, before the race begin, just kind of go into the water on the other side of our ship and swim over and kind of attach myself like a barnacle, I could potentially...
Can I quickly interrupt?
Yeah.
Should we also perhaps keep an eye out to make sure they don't do the same before the race?
This is a good point. Do they... I don't know if they fear us enough to think to
Let's
sabotage us,
post
but they might
someone
play dirty
to
anyway.
keep watch.
Yes.
Yeah, go on, lad.
I'll turn around to keep watch while also being able to hear.
You roll a savvy check for the...
Savage. 12?
You see a bunch of dudes
Damn.
flexing.
Oh, they caught my eye.
I can't see anything.
We lost him.
Like the way.
A man that has clearly the hello, my name is Roman Pierce winks.
Roman
I
Pierce.
blush.
Roman.
I do have one idea.
Anyways.
Like, I have one.
What I was going to say is, while I'm aboard, I could, instead of just sabotaging them and leaving us to catch up, I could try and bring a rope, or I can see they have some sort, maybe a cannon. It looks like quite advanced cannons in those holes. I kind of deduced that from where I am. Maybe shoot out their anchor and attach it to us, and so they're tugging us along. It will slow them down and it will speed us up. And it will mean that we will never be too far behind. And then it's just the case
would it
of
be hard
catching
to
up
release?
that small... Sorry?
Would it be hard to release once we're in a desired position?
Potentially, yeah. That at least would cover the majority of the race, so we don't get too far behind. How we then shoot ahead? Well, I don't know.
We use our own anchor to swing around the rock.
Oh,
I like that.
You're assuming we're going fast there.
Well, of course we'll be going fast. We'll be attached to their ship.
Do we know how fast their ship goes?
It looks pretty fast. I'm sure a lot
Perhaps-
slower with another ship attached to it.
But
A
maybe
little
they've got a lot of weight in it.
Redundancy.
Maybe they've
Here's
got a
my
lot of
thinking.
booty in it.
I quite like this rudder idea, and I feel like it would be rather undetectable. As you say, it's not until we reach the rock that they would be wanting to turn. So perhaps the two of you could carry out two separate sabotages independently. One to block the rudder, the other to haul ourselves behind them. One of you would be obviously noticed quite early on. They will surely notice as being dragged along. But
Make an
sabotage
obvious sabotage to
within
hide
a
the real
sabotage.
sabotage.
A sabotage within a sabotage. So then, if they release
Subception.
themselves, if they release themselves of our weight, they will fire up ahead like a rocket with all that speed, and will not even notice until it's too late. They're unable to turn around the rock, while we graciously sail around and come home to get our victory. In a perfect scenario, the second sabotage would never be discovered at all. Perhaps you can hide until the race is finished and simply come aboard after.
And we need only sabotage it now, because it will only be when they turn that they discover it wrong. Incredible.
Well, they might do like a mirror check before the start.
Oh, well.
But yeah.
I think all the mirrors will be focused on themselves. They seem the type.
If we also aim to get close to the island, someone could potentially jump on and off the island.
Oh, yes.
My thinking is
there
there something on the island that could potentially help us? But it's a gamble. Like the sabotage is. I
believe it is a rock.
There's a small
there might be
gap
things
as well.
on the rock. Yeah, I like the look of that
take
gap.
A risk and
I like the look of that gap.
Cut through a little shortcut.
Would that not be breaking rule number 1?
Which rock do we need to go round? Do we need to go round all of them?
Oh, they did not specify.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a rock on them?
I don't.
No, the rock's on the Fast and Furious ship.
Technically he is. Forgot about that.
So I do also have like a special ammo, which is smoke, which I could use to blind the what do you call it? The tillerman? Is it tillerman? The person who's driving
Helmsman.
the big helmsman.
The tillerman brings the supplies. The helmsman,
of course,
is the pilot.
Well, then the helmsman.
Yeah. But
that would need to be within range. So again, if we can attach ourselves to them,
a nice extra if we get the chance. But I do. The more we talk about this double sabotage, the crouching sabotage, hidden sabotage, the more I like it. I think this could. I think it's so crazy. It might just work.
I believe in us.
Okay, and turning is obviously a lot easier when you're slow, so that should be no problem for us.
There is one more thing we could try in case of an emergency, in case of an absolute failure. We mentioned turning quickly around the rock. But what happens if you do the turn with an anchor around the rock, but you never release the anchor? You just keep going in a circle.
Yes.
We could do that to them.
Would they not just cut their rope?
Well, the anchor is on a rather sturdy chain.
Oh.
Might take them a while.
Plus, I would imagine they have like chrome-plated custom anchors. They don't want to lose those.
Do they even have anchors? Like, they might want to drop as much weight as possible.
The ship actually rides so low that it just scrapes along the bottom.
That's the lowrider ship from Tokyo Drift.
Does it bounce up and down as well?
Yeah.
There was one that was bouncing up and down.
Yep. It had it all.
Okay, well, as long as we can release our own anchor from the rock, and we can sufficiently sabotage this rudder, I think this could be a good plan. Now, more to the specifics. How are we going to sabotage the rudder?
Yeah. You could do it at the steering wheel, or you could do it all the way from the water underneath, perhaps tie it up with some rope. It would be much harder to fix it.
Yes, I think hit it at its source. Eli, I notice you have quite the impressive armory of guns, or gun.
Several guns.
Gun?
Several guns, yeah.
Well, if we can keep some black powder
Oh,
dry and blow it, but it would give us away.
To detonate the rudder altogether.
Yes, I think it would
Perhaps.
do
can
well.
anyone make a bomb?
I was thinking, what if we set the rudder to detonate when turned rather than disabled immediately?
I
Ooh.
see. Jam a package of black powder in one of the gaps, and when the rudder is to shift, it will compress and hopefully ignite.
As long
Could
as it
work.
doesn't get wet.
As long as it doesn't get wet.
Which out
Seal it
here
with
in the
wax.
sea. What?
Seal it with wax.
Oh.
Waterproof.
I
It does
mean,
need a bit of oxygen for the spark.
Yes, that's true.
We are overthinking this way too much.
I don't think so.
What
Hmm.
what is watertight, has enough room to fit a bit of air, and can be attached to a rudder that we have
A
access
barrel
to on
of
this ferry?
ale.
How about do you still have that bottle? I know you're reluctant to get rid of it, but we might need that bottle of whiskey. We might need to empty it out.
Wait. Which one?
I don't know. Did you take another one from the bar?
He did give you a bottle of Fireball.
No, he
I
gave me
mean-
nothing.
Yeah.
But
we can get you another one.
I know what it's
We'll
like.
get you 10 more.
Think if we win this race, we
I'm
can get
just-
sponsorships. We can get a
Uh,
sponsorship of whiskey.
Eli, can you give me an acumen check? Or Brooke, can you give me an acumen check?
An
You're
acumen
coming
check.
up with this plan of the
4, 7.
16. Ooh.
Go on,
he
Eli.
was rolling actually. Oh no, you explode as well.
Oh,
Make the rudder.
which one explodes? The 6?
Yeah.
So 16 plus 5 is 21.
21.
Bam. Eli, you've been around gunpowder a lot. You know that is your whole shtick. You love a good gun.
Dynamite.
You know how it works. You love good smoke. You know how fire works.
Oh, yeah.
Compression won't ignite gunpowder.
We need like
You'd need a spark or something like that. You probably could guess that if you shot something like that, it might ignite. Or probably would, but
Or
you know that just shoving
what
it next
about
to the rudder won't
I
work.
put this cigar in and I judge,
I use it as a fuse.
yeah, and judge how long it's going to take them to get there and choose a cigar that will burn about that time.
Yeah, well, yeah. So you have to choose whether or not to use like a Cuban or a cigarello, but yeah, it'll be up to you.
I think at this point, perhaps it's easier to simply tie it up with a rope or something. This
Oh,
feels
I
like a
thought
much
we were
too
really
complex
on
Barty
solution.
does not want to get rid of the whiskey.
I just feel. Isn't it tied on with like a screw? Can we just unscrew the rudder?
It will be attached some
I mean,
way.
stuff like that is like bolted on, and a lot of those kind of things are riveted on, which are even like they're not screws; they're like molten rivets that are put in.
Perhaps just. Well, the rudder is also wooden, usually, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
treated wood, but yeah.
Yeah, just get a saw down there. Hello, and we're done.
Well, like that's. I think explosions.
I think
I feel like you're biased.
we could vote on it, Captain.
Well, we could do again redundancy.
Yeah.
Plus, I wouldn't be too worried about the noise. I get the feeling that these lads produce enough noise themselves to cover up any works.
And maybe we let off a pistol shot when we start to cover it.
Well, I imagine the start of the race would have a pistol shot naturally.
You'd think, yes.
These
Maybe-
things usually do have a certain amount of showmanship.
to throw them off the scent, we could make 2 and have one go off behind our ship so that they think it's like a ship thing. And we just don't attach it to our rudder. No, I feel like that's too much.
They'll think the
I
engine
feel like they've
stalled.
done this before as well.
Yeah, it's just a backfiring. It means they're going to go quicker.
You also don't have an engine.
They don't know that.
Their ship backfired. What?
That's crazy.
I like the
So what's-
explosion. I think it could work, but I think we need to let it off immediately.
Near the rock. What?
Oh. Well, if we can let it off near the rock, if you can create some sort of fuse, Eli, then I think that's preferable. But
I
failing
simply
that-
worry that if our subversion is detected too early, they will take the matters into their own hands, possibly unveil some kind of ridiculous surprise arsenal with which to even the odds.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to do that anyway?
They have,
Not if
they
they're
have nasty
ahead.
cannons.
Not if they're ahead.
Huh.
I think
Yeah,
that's
fair
wise.
point.
I think that is wise.
So do we want to try and shoot it, or do we want
If you
to...
set the explosives, no, I need to return with the anchor to
Well-
anchor us to it.
Oh god.
Would one of you maybe stay on your ship for the whole duration of the race then?
Well, I could try to either launch the anchor back or pass it behind them for you to kind of pick up. If we can pick it up somehow, then I can stay on their ship and ignite whatever explosive is down there at the right moment.
Yeah. And, I mean, in that case, I could fuse it with a small cigarillo so that it's like... it's much more
Well-
quicker. So as we kind of get closer to,
Let us perhaps summarize the plan so far.
Yeah.
We are going to detonate the rudder with still deciding, either immediately or in an opportune moment. We are going to drop the anchor. Which one of you is doing which?
I mean, I am in heavy armor. I will be...
I must say, Ela, you're much better with explosives than I.
But you look the more sneaky type.
That's
Well,
why I'll
can
be
you
going
take the
aboard.
armor off?
So, I mean, I could set the explosives up and then hand
Yes.
it to you,
Yes.
and then you just have to light the fuse.
Well, I can light it with my pipe. He pulls
Yeah?
out a stupidly oversized pipe.
Would you be okay to perform both sabotages on your own once on the ship? That's a lot of pressure.
I think setting off the explosives is fine, but setting them up I wouldn't trust myself with, especially if I'm trying to get aboard without being detected. If Eli sets them up and then returns to the ship before we start, I can be on board, throw the anchor back to you, or launch it from one of their incredibly high-tech cannons that I'm sure they have. Otherwise, get the anchor to you to attach us to them. Or I could tie a rope around myself and tie us to them. Might be easier.
I
Either
feel
way,
that would rip
I
you
was-
apart, lad.
Yeah.
yeah. If it's lax enough and I tie it off of me before they get too far ahead,
It would
does-
be a good way for
I
you
suppose
to
there is.
depart the ship.
And the life.
I'm, like,
Well, maybe.
I mean,
I'm quick on my feet. I can do that.
I can
I'm okay with this.
set the
Secure.
bottle. I could set the bottle up and the fuse up, and then give it to you for you to to essentially strap to the rudder.
Okay. Yes.
Because
That
then
works.
I feel
light
like
the rudder on the way, and
I
then climb
am-
aboard, and then light it when I'm returning.
I am not built for stealth.
Okay. Well,
I never have been.
I've got my whole life unnoticed. Is my specialty.
That's a skill that we
Yes.
need now.
Yeah.
If you ever want to talk about it, lad, I heard the priest is interested.
I'm not talking to that man about anything.
Someone said they want to talk.
Shut up! We'll throw you
Me-
overboard. You're too heavy.
And if you do, you shall confess to me afterwards about your guilt.
What? No, don't have any guilt.
Are any of our guests able to help us at all, do you think? Or is that...
No, they're painfully unhelpful, especially the priest.
One of these days, boy.
But potentially, maybe the botanist. The botanist might have something up their sleeve. Something.
I don't know.
flora
This
that
job
might help.
feels like it's just for the family, you know.
We need not involve them in our escapade, and by that I mean they can just stay on the ship while we're doing this.
Can we?
Did you want to put them on a different ship?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, is it
Get
going
rid
to
of as much
affect
weight as
our speed at all?
I mean, it'll just keep them safe, so just in case anything happens, they won't die.
But do we
I
need to
think
do that?
it's
I
reasonable.
mean, if you want them to live.
And if they get
possibly.
lost, if they get lost on the other ship, then well, too bad.
Then it's not our problem anymore.
We can't provide security on our ship and another ship.
Yeah. Come on now. And I don't know.
I mean, should we
if
ask them if
quite-
they want to be let off or like transferred or not?
I will go with what the vast majority want to go with.
I'm gonna very loudly say, just like, we are expecting to be under very heavy fire. This ship is more than likely to sink within the next hour.
If you don't mind, I would very much appreciate not being on board when there might be cannon fire heading towards me in my research.
I fear it might be too late.
But you
All
just-
here are now in mortal peril.
But you just said asked if we wanted to go to a different ship, which I'm fully willing to do.
If you're desperate, there is only a few moments. Quick, go now.
I'll dress up like one of these useless passengers, and I'll go with them, and I'll sneak on, and that can be my little escape out of it.
I don't think they're going to the same ship.
No, I'll have to break off like underwater or something.
Oh, I see.
Good idea.
I'll-
That way we're
can
not
I-
watched.
Throw together some like black powder, a kind of a cigarello, which will be like this fuse will be like 20 minutes if you light it at the top.
20 minutes?
I think we need like a lot less than that.
Give me 20 seconds, and I'll have lit it and be out
You
of
want
there.
20 seconds? Well, I mean,
Can you just mark like minutes on the fuse with lines, and then we'll kind of cut it up as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
your
kind of,
cigar
like-
cutter, that would be great.
cut it up so that it's like 5 minutes. I think it's not going to take 5. It's like it's quite a way. It'd be a shit race if it was over in 20 seconds.
Tell that to my wife.
Depends how quick they are.
Well, that is also true.
I reckon we'll be at the rock and back in under 5.
Under 5. Okay. Well, in that case,
So half of that.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
minute.
Minute. That'll,
A minute.
I'll judge the speed and set it off when I think a minute will get us to the correct location.
Afterwards.
Because you need to get away from this as well.
Oh, don't worry about me.
I was
haven't died
thinking,
yet.
Eli, perhaps you
Yeah.
could be in. Once we begin, it will be your job to grab the kid. Once he jumps off, make sure we actually intercept correctly.
Yes.
So,
I do
Eli,
hope
can
to
you
get
just
back on
describe to
this
me what
boat.
you're making?
So it's kind of like, essentially, I've gone to the kitchen and just found a bottle.
Yep.
And then I am putting some kind of black powder into it, and then putting kind of the cigarello into it with the little mark, like a mark on it being like 1 minute, and then if there's a candle burning for some reason, I'll kind of use some of the wax to kind of seal it so it doesn't
Okay.
move.
Yeah, and it's also watertight. Yeah, that works. Yeah, the candles aboard the ship for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can make that. Can you roll me? I need you to roll me a luck check, which is a D100. I
Nope.
also need you to roll me an acumen check.
The acumen check is 16.
Dave is actually rolling very well.
Go
this evening.
on. Yeah.
And then the D100 is 49.
Okay, yeah, you make a pretty convincing bomb. You know your way around black powder pretty significantly. So this is maybe not your first rodeo in making an impromptu, let's say an Eli cocktail, because it's not a Molotov cocktail. It's something more explosive. So yeah, you've got something that is somewhat of a smoking gun.
Just what we need.
So, light here. Run.
Okay. Simple enough.
And, like, tie it to it. Or, like, put it next to it.
I'll attach it. No
Yeah.
problem.
But by the way, can you hear this music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Not on Albert Radio.
It's an yeah.
Oh.
It's pretty neat.
It's,
Sorry, your browser
it's-
doesn't support autoplay. Please either use Firefox or Safari. Please find autoplay in your browser. Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
well,
guys on
you're,
Chrome?
Jack's not enjoying Sea Shanty 2.
I'm on Firefox.
Are you guys on Firefox?
I'm on
No, I'm on Chrome.
Why is it not working for me?
Okay, so are you feeling like you know what's going on?
I think so.
Hey.
Great. And how did you want to sneak aboard the ship there?
I think I'll tie a rope around my waist with a lot of what's it called? Like blacks, like lots of
Slack?
spare slack. That's the one. Behind me, and then I will kind of. I think. How are the passengers getting to other boats? Is it like a rowboat situation?
Yeah,
or...
it's a kind of little rowboat. It's like a sweet looking swan boat essentially. So like it's like little pedalo action. But it doesn't look like a swan. It looks more like a little kind of rowboat with a pedalo.
Cool. I will tuck the bomb into my coat. And like where the rowboats are leaving one side, like closest to the other pirates, I will kind of slide down the side of the boat on the other side, and go underwater and kind of try to swim under our boat towards theirs.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll try to do it all in one breath.
Yeah,
We'll see
absolutely.
how that goes.
Can you give me a rogue check with advantage? Because you're using it as a distraction. They're not necessarily alerts to your presence. So yeah.
Here we let me just move radio. There we go. Rogue check with advantage. Okay, we're good at that. Let's not jinx it though.
Hell yeah.
Alright, first one. That's a 10 with that one. It's not great. That's a 3. I'm so my rolls all campaign have since been so shit.
Oh man. Well, you're now experiencing.
No!
You're now experiencing what I feel like when I do stuff.
He's not come up for a long time. Do you think he's okay?
Yeah, roll a tough.
Maybe
roll.
he's so good that
9?
you can't see him.
9? Oh, I forgot what I rolled.
You don't think you've gone affected, and you you are able to kind of swim under your boat. Your lungs burning after a short minute. It feels like an hour you're under the water for how long your lungs are holding. And then you're able to kind of come out of the water, take one quite loud breath as you reach, and you stifle yourself quickly. And you don't see any movement. But you're at the back of the ship now, the Mustang. So there is a giant red rudder that's half in the water, half out the water. And then kind of next to these two kind of big silvery black metal cats, either side of the rudder.
Hell yeah. I will you say wait, cannons? What did you say?
These kind of two, either side of the rudder, there's these kind of two backwards facing kind of silvery black cannons. Yeah. This is the thing you saw before.
Yes. Okay, interesting. They're going to fire at us from in front. I will place the bomb in like the nook of the rudder, and just get some string or twine or other kind of thing around, or like rip off some fabric off of many coats and layers to wrap it around, and just kind of make sure that's secure, and like easy access to light it when I need.
Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of tie it to the rudder, you put it in kind of like a secure-ish place, and then you're holding onto the rudder just as the boat's kind of going to go along, and then you're going to try and light it at the opportunity.
No, I'm going to sneak round to the side which I feel like has less eyes on it, and just position myself at a place where I'd be able to climb up if there was like a rope ladder or other kind of step up.
But you haven't lit the bomb.
I haven't lit the bomb yet, no.
The likelihood is that there'll be less eyes on the side where your ship isn't. So
Yeah.
I would say the east side.
I'll go around east side. East side.
Cool. Are you guys ready to race?
I think as ready as we will be.
I found a great image for this makeshift bomb. Say that I made it on mid-journey.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Although it's hilarious that there's a lit candle inside a sealed.
Yeah, it's got enough oxygen. It's anime.
Yeah, for sure.
It's perfect.
So Dominic, furious, kind of turns to you and goes, "Ride or die. I live my life 1/4 mile at a time. Ready to go? Wait, there's fuel.
I was born ready.
Well, I like to eat. All right, start her up." And you see a pedalo
still
come
don't know
in
the
between your
terms.
car, and it's got a grid girl on it, starting at the front. But because we love both genders here, it's a very attractive grid girl, very scantily clad, fully big, bushy beard.
Hell yeah.
It covers all the bases. And she says, "Oh, wait, let me change the music." Says, "Oh no, wait, stop it. Ah." Now, leave it. Racers, are you ready? Actually, initiative is going to matter here, by the way. So, you guys who are left on the boat are going to have to try and beat an initiative roll from because we don't usually do initiative in this campaign, but initiative is going to matter here. So you're going to try and beat an initiative roll that I've already pre-rolled. I know what the number is. I've written it down. By doing 2 rogue checks, 1 rogue check each, and you're going to combine those and see if you beat that. And if you beat it, you go first. If he beats you, the Mustang will go. Can you roll me 1 rogue check each?
Rogue. Oh no, I am not good at that.
9.
Wait, no. That's.
Oh,
There we go.
that reroll by accident.
12.
I got 9.
The number you had to beat was 24, and you rolled a 23.
Oh
no, you rolled an 11. 21.
no, I rolled a 9.
Yeah, a 9 plus 12. So.
Oh yeah.
So that's 21. So the Mustang will kick off first as its first move, but the wind picks up as the grid girl, the grid person will count down. I've rolled a number on the grid. Barty, as you being the captain, and Eli is going to be manning the sails. Can you roll me a savvy check to determine the direction of the wind, and then relay what you think should happen once I give you the information?
I stick my finger in your mouth, get it nice and slobbered up, and I stick it up into the sky.
I just
the
like, what the
wind
fuck?
be with us this day. You said savvy.
Is that a good luck thing?
Eli's mouth.
Yes. Oh, maybe next one. 7.
Maybe the next time.
You actually. Maybe it's because it's not your spit, or maybe it's because you stuck your robotic hand into his mouth and then used that to determine the direction of the wind. You cannot determine the direction of the wind and don't know how to set the sails.
The metal arm.
I was aiming for my own mouth, but I missed.
Remind me never to lend you one of my guns.
So how would you like to set the sails?
Fuck.
I don't think I can set them
say-
to fuck.
Just straight?
Straight? And full, half, or up?
Let's go half straight. Nice and medium average.
In a race.
Okay.
Fuck it. No, it's full sail ahead, like maximum.
Fully send it.
Direct
Lock in.
forward.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck it.
Eli pulls on the ropes. The sails hum down as the counter hits 0. The Mustang will go off first. He also rolled pretty poorly and didn't really know what direction of the wind. You see his sails are fully in flush, and you notice that the wind is not going in that direction. And he will move 1, 2.
The sea be not with us this day.
Oh my god.
I think it's the wind that's not with us.
It's
He
part of
moves-
the sea.
He moves 80 feet forwards as the boat kind of careens off, but his sails are completely in the wrong direction, removing 20 feet of his speed. It is,
What is your default speed?
Your default speed is 90. Their default speed is 100.
Oof. Okay.
It is your go, and I assume you move in to follow them.
Straight ahead.
Because you put the sails in full rather than what you were
What?
going to do, which is you were going to put them in half.
Oh no.
Because you had the direction of the wind wrong, the wind is going directly southwards. When you're going north, you lose 20 feet of movement, where you would have lost 10 if you had only put it half. So you go 70 feet.
And the false confidence is what killed me.
Well, no, it's bad luck, Barty. Because
Hey.
you rolled badly, that was poor luck, and then you chose badly, which is also poor luck.
Can you get blown sideways at all?
Well, there will be sideways wind, but you just have to match it. So the rudder kind of determines your direction, but the wind is what you catch in the sails.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, can you not control the ship?
I haven't tried.
Oh, I can.
How do I get off the measure?
Yeah, I think we can.
W.
So you get to move to there. But, yeah.
We're 20. We're,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
2 squares behind them. Yeah.
So you are off the mark. You are already slightly behind with the Mustang as it careens forward, even in its kind of not optimum speed. It still is going a lot faster than you guys. Fantastic. That was turn 1. Turn 2. That's 1d2. That rolled a 1. So the wind has now suddenly changed direction once again. Dominic is going to try and determine and get his family to try and change the sails. So let me quickly do that.
Quick, I need someone to lick me finger.
Use your other hand. In fact, I'll take your hand and lick it for you.
Oh. I feel a little uncomfortable, but let's see if it works.
Dominic Toredo.
Nope.
That's so cocked.
That's cocked. That's cocked. That's fine.
Nope.
It's the same.
Same. It was
I
meant to be.
re-rolled it.
That
Again,
was a D20. Was that a D20?
That was a D20. Yeah.
oh, roll a d12.
No.
Roll
why
it better.
You said like it was that a D20. I was like, of course it was. Why would I fuck that up? Ah, it's better.
Slightly
Better than the
better.
D20.
So it's Don going first, as he'll want to do. So he rolled pretty badly and adjusted his sails in the incorrect direction, and has still not gained any movement on his standard, and has actually lost 20 feet. So I'm going to try and...
Can I see which direction he put his sails before deciding on my sails?
Yes, you can do that indeed. So I would like you to look at that and then roll with advantage. See, kind of, you can get a better kind of judgment on the wind.
Ignore
So
that.
how is it-
That was me.
Damn.
How is
No, that was
advantage
me.
again?
You just
It's
rolled,
improved.
You just rolled the same thing.
A 17.
You kept rolling the same thing over and over again. I don't think I didn't see the first 3 rolls that got 9s.
No, that was me.
That was-
That was me.
that was
Oh,
Jack.
what the fuck?
I was trying to,
Jack
I was trying
rolling
to balance
random
dice
crap.
on top of each other, but they don't do that.
17. You realise that actually you use your metal fingers and you stick your correct fingers in your mouth and then put them up to the wind, and you can tell immediately that the wind is going northeast.
Ah, lads, I figured it out. We just have to do whatever they're not doing. I set our sails to catch that wind.
So are you telling Eli what direction to put the sails in?
Yeah.
And what direction is that?
I forgot the official names, but the one that's good for us right now. The
Oh, which one is it?
the one that makes us go in that direction.
Your full sails at northeast.
Yes.
Port is left and right is starboard.
It was a lot of words and a lot of directions.
That's fine. You're gonna have to tell Dave, because if you tell him the wrong thing, I will note it as the wrong thing. But I'm gonna give you as much
Port
information
is
as
left because they both have 4 letters.
So you pull the.
Pull it.
Oh yes, Joe's helpful thing. Left
Yeah.
is pull. We'll just use cardinal directions so we can actually go places. So you put the sails to the northeast, and you gain 20 feet of movement. So you're able to move 110 feet this round.
That's cool.
I'll shout back. Do we want to stay behind them though?
Yeah, we kind of do, but this was really good. Let's let off in the next round.
There you go. Want to move that?
Is here?
One more.
Mhm.
One more.
Boop.
There.
Dominic
Ta-da.
Furious's head at the wheel,
Weird.
his bald head and his aviator glasses, pulls his aviator glasses down and slowly watches you move in front of his ship as you take the lead in this 2-boat race.
Says, I am Groot.
As you pass him, you can hear him saying, "Ask any racer, any real racer. It doesn't matter if you win or win by an inch or win by a mile. Win is winning."
That a quote.
I've got a list of quotes up, yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. It is the next turn, and we are going to quickly check to see whether or not the wind changes any direction. It does. I've rolled pretty unluckily on these ones, so wind changes direction once again. 8.
As soon as I'm able, I want to try and tie this rope to the anchor.
The one with the bomb on it.
No, the one wrapped around my waist.
You want to tie it to the anchor. So the anchor is kind of like out of a hole at the front of the boat.
Yeah. I'll try and, like, Assassin's Creed, sneak you around the side.
Sure. Give me a rogue check. And Andy, give me a savvy check.
12 with a 1 on the side.
High whammies.
Not bad.
Not very high whammies, it's 11.
That's pretty good too, as well.
bad.
So Andy,
Wait, it
Now-
explodes.
did you explode? Oh, nice.
Ah! Another 8. What's that? 19.
19. Using like sea foam itself, you wash your way up the side of the ship, unnoticed by any of the crew. You're definitely stepping on. Well, you're like a mountain goat on the side of a ship. There's nothing really to stand on, to be honest, because it's so slick at the sides. But somehow you're still finding purchase. Maybe it's the kind of mildly studded boots you've got to kind of get grip on the ship decks. But you are able to kind of move up the side of this Mustang.
Oh yeah, I think it's like a stupid. I catch the lip of the boat with my feet, and like it looks like I'm kind of sneaking upside down along it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're kind of bats holding upside down, walking up the boat. Andy, you rolled pretty well, but not well enough to determine the exact direction of the boat of the wind. So it's traveling either north, northeast, or east.
Full sail northeast.
Oh,
Nice
send
and
it.
middle.
Yeah.
I'll jump on the ropes.
So Eli moves the ropes around, the ship goes to the northeast, and the sails go flush, as that is the correct direction of the wind. Good guess.
Let's go.
Maybe
my-
we don't even need to cheat.
Yeah, I'm looking at tying it, and I'm like, this is gonna slow us down.
And Dominic doesn't guess the wind correctly 100%, but he guesses it well enough to get 10 feet of movement. So he moves his speed around to get 110 feet of movement this round. You get 110 naturally as well. So you're both going to move exactly the same amount this round. Can someone do this? Help me out here.
Yeah.
You.
10 behind us. Wait, we went here, and then they're here. Oh,
Amazing.
they're here.
Right. So, Dominic is going to go, winning's winning, but this is a pirate race. He's going to use his turn to not necessarily change his sails, but he's going to get his crew to man the ballista at the front, and it's going to shoot at your sails. And it's going to get a threshold to hit, essentially.
Can I try something if I see this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I see it kind of aiming at our sails, and then I look at the rope in my hand and like the anchor, and like the possibilities go through my head. It's like they can untie it, or like they could cut this. And I want to try, and as they're aiming, and I feel like they're about to fire, just like leap and grab onto the ballista to pull it down somewhat so it hits our hull.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Wait, is the ballista tied to anything?
It's bolted to the front of the ship.
As in, like the arrow isn't on a rope.
You don't really see. Well, you haven't really checked on what they're firing yet. But I'll let you
Very
look.
true.
It doesn't appear to be a bolt or an arrow. It appears to be a net.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, very cool. A net.
A woman called Annette.
Yeah. Hey, help me! They're firing me from a ballista.
Help me! Shut up, Annette.
I will let it. I will not interfere, and I will stay hidden.
Okay. So I'll roll without disadvantage then, and I'll just roll. I was trying to aim for a 10, and that's an 11.
Got it.
So the rope, the net fires out from the ballista. So it's going to attach to the sail, and the sail is not going to be able to change direction. And Dave is, or Eli, or Barty is going to have to try and essentially do enough damage to the rope to break the sail free so that you can do anything. But essentially, the sail is now fully up, and you cannot put it down to gain any action from the wind.
Nice. It's northeast.
Northeast, but the sail is up, so you don't get.
Yeah. Oh, I see. They've netted it up.
They've
Got
netted it up, yeah.
No worry, lad. We've already got a bit of an advantage. Let's fall back a bit. Let them think this worked.
You want me to deal with the net, or are you dealing with the net?
Well, it's all tied up anyway. We can both deal with the net. That's all I can do.
Cool. So let's see if the wind changes direction. This time the wind does not change direction, but Dominic cannot change his sail, so he gets 110. Your sail is up, so you get 90 this round, unless you do anything with your net. He gets 110.
We are. I think we're both gonna just try to remove the net.
You do that again for me.
Yeah, sorry, I missed. I went to move it and then instantly forgot where it was. There we go.
Thank you. So what are you guys doing with the net?
Trying to remove the net.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would you like to roll attacks for me? Got a certain health threshold that you have to beat.
With what?
I think it was.
Or whatever you want.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'm just gonna run to the kitchen and grab a knife and use that rather than trying to shoot it.
Do you have no?
What kind of gunslinger?
I have no melee.
What kind of gunslinger are you, where you don't shoot a net?
A practical one.
Usopp would be disappointed. Right, yeah, you can run and get a knife. It's a 1d4, but you have to roll at disadvantage because you're not proficient with it.
I'm not proficient with it.
Yeah, it's 2d4.
In that case, I am actually gonna just shoot it.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna. Can I try to use the weight of my maul to just like a counterweight to grab it onto the net and just pull it down with the weight rather than actually trying to cut or tear?
Yeah, absolutely. You can like shove it into kind of the tied up areas of the netting and try and pull it away. See if that'll do it. It'll loosen it like a lace.
I'll wait for him to do that, and if he does it, I'll shoot the bit he's kind of pulled away.
Yeah, absolutely.
The taut bit.
Yeah.
12.
And shoot it.
12. The rope becomes loose, and this you can see the sail kind of wanting to come apart, but there's just one bit that's still tangled up. It's become much more taut now, but it is almost out.
I shoot it. Fuck. I miss.
You don't miss. So how much damage did you do, Andy?
12.
And you did 2. You shoot the rope.
Does ones miss?
You don't.
Did
miss.
the ones miss?
They don't miss. They do the damage, but it is leaving half of one strand of the hemp rope, as it is left a 1 hit point.
Boing.
It's the rope has 15 hit points. You did 14.
Oh my god.
So unlucky.
While this is happening, can I see if there's any kind of net ammunition that may be next to be fired and try and tie this rope up? Oh, I'll have to try and untie the anchor and tie that rope to the net, so it might be a couple of actions, but...
Sorry, so that you're tied to the net then?
No, so I want to, kind of without them knowing, find the ammo of these nets, wherever they're kind of getting them from to fire them.
Yeah.
And untie the rope. Is it a rope on the anchor or is it a chain on the anchor? I'll try and cut a bit of my rope off, also unattached from our ship, and I'll tie a bit of the net surreptitiously to the anchor chain, I guess.
Okay, so...
I mean, firing a net isn't going to pull an anchor.
Dude, this is anime.
Basically, yeah, I want to try and subtly position this net or attach this net so that when it is fired, it will fire a rope or chain or anchor or anything that will kind of become attached to our boat, and that will be Rook's improv way of attaching the two.
Okay, so you want to attach the rope to the net. You want to attach the anchor to the net using your rope.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. I'll let you do that. You're with your high stealth roll. I'll say that you can continue that for the round, and you are able to attach a rope without anybody noticing to the next net that's going to be used as ammunition, which is just on deck at the the stern, and then aft is front, and then to the anchor, which is also at the front. So You don't know necessarily what might come from that, but you think you have something in mind you're hoping will happen.
In Rook's mind's eye, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you go back down to the side of the ship and you just say, perfect.
This will be magnificent.
Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Great. Let's see if the wind changes direction this turn. With your... the wind does not change direction.
No.
Moves another 100.
Well, we're still tied up,
We're
right?
still tied up, yeah.
Does he want to change his sails? I mean, was it already good?
His was fine enough where he's not going to want to change his sails. He thinks he's got enough speed.
We're gonna keep working on cutting the net.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think only one of us is needed now. Can we do something?
Yeah,
else?
I'll deal with it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
absolutely. I mean, like, if one of you is able to kind of deal with it, then I'll allow the other one to kind of determine the direction of the wind and then kind of help set the sails. So, last round you both were doing, essentially trying to clear it. If one of you had done it in one turn, you kind of be able to, like...
Yeah.
I got a 10 for direction.
10 for direction. So, direction is still the same. It's northeast. So you're able to kind of determine which direction that is. Eli, you were able to kind of spin your next gun into place and shoot the rope. It is now...
This time I put it like right next to the rope, so I can't miss.
At the barrel.
Yeah. The gunpowder flashes and the rope is clear. The sail falls and tumbles down back into position and goes into full.
Yeah.
And you put it through Andy's direction to northeast, and you're able to get 110 feet on your movement.
Oh yeah.
Can I actually rotate the sail to just a bit to the side to reduce our speed by 10?
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely. Or you could do it to half sail if you want.
Yeah, half sail's good. Just to...
Is that like
Just a
10?
little.
Half mast, yeah.
Yeah, half mast is like almost perfect.
Nice. We are neck and neck.
Yeah. Fantastic. Then let us go to the next round. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
These rocks are so cool.
From my recollection, Rook, you've not set the fuse on the gunpowder yet.
Not yet. That's next task. Now that the net is primed.
The wind has changed direction. I'm going to quickly check which direction it's changed and see whether or not Dominic has noticed. Andy, do you want to see if you can determine the direction of the wind?
I do not got it.
So you got an 8, which is, I will give you kind of 4 different directions kind of hit. So it is east, southeast, south, southwest. Is one of those directions.
I'll do east.
East? Are you doing full sail
East
or half sail?
at half. Half
sail.
sail.
I thought you said west.
East.
Badlock Barty's decision making has come through once again. The direction was east.
Oh.
And Dominic has also
Aye.
guessed as well. He got a 15 on his check. So he gets 100. This is the first time he's actually gotten the full speed of his sails. He gets 120 in movement. But he's actually going to cut behind you, and he's not going to go towards the rock. He's going to go around the rock.
Makes sense. Yeah.
He wants to kind of go bearish. So he's going to kind of like put it into gear, like kind of like lower gear, to spin the wheel with one hand, and the kind of boat is just going to like careen slightly to the right, and then slightly to the left as it pulls off of this cool slalom in the water.
Well, I mean he's fully the ship is facing this direction.
Yeah,
surely,
yeah,
but
for
it's
sure.
still going that way.
Mm.
No. He's not Tokyo drifting it yet. Yeah. He's
Not yet.
he has to build up the outside edge speed, and then he can turn it in.
He needs to edge a bit more.
Yeah. It fully needs to edge more. Cool.
Eli, say I don't think we want to cut through the narrow rocks. That seems like an unnecessary risk.
I was just about to say, there is options here. If you would like me to tell you.
Well, through here.
Yeah, that seems like a poor choice.
I agree.
So I can tell you that there's a rocky outcrop that you can kind of like go between. There appears to be rocks below the water that might make it difficult to navigate. So these rocks are actually kind of more below the water, but they are kind of like going up the water.
Okay.
If you take the safe way, which is around here, which is the way that Dominic's taking, it'll add an extra 100 feet to your race, so it'll take longer. Take the risky way and navigate the rocks. You have to roll 2 acumen checks and successfully roll on them. And then if you are successful, you get to go through the roll of the rocks and get an extra 20 feet of movement on top of your sails. If you fail, you only move 50 feet total for the round, and your ship takes 10d10 damage.
Oh jeez.
You feeling lucky?
I have. I don't need luck. I have faith in Rook. I know he's gonna come through. But for now, let's let them think they're
I agree.
ahead of us.
I'll be like, I agree, but just in case, and I'll shoot my special ammo smoke at the helmsman of here because it's just in range at the minute. It's 25 feet.
Ooh,
Wow, okay. Huge.
good thinking. The cover of darkness will help our boy.
Oh yes, it is. Okay, so you shoot out your are you shooting it with a pistol? Describe what you're doing.
I'll just kind of stand on the helm with like a pistol out, and then just kind of shoot it.
Shoot your pistol.
And yeah, like obviously because it's a special ammo smoke, like a little kind of smoke trail follows the bullet.
Nice. It does a kind of like it's kind of spins in the air. Like arrows don't fly straight; they kind of wobble. So this as it comes out of the barrel will coil, and as it goes through the air, you can see a little smoke trail coiling like a smoke spring heads straight towards the stern of the Mustang.
So I'm not trying to necessarily blind Dominic, but I'm trying to. Well, no, I'm trying to blind him. I'm not trying to hit him. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. And it's smoke air effect in it to an area with 20 feet diameter.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll cover the whole bit. This is good timing as well because he's about to turn.
That's what I was thinking. I was hoping he was going to leave it a little bit longer to start turning, but
I'm just reading the rules of smoke. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you've got a level 1 smoke, haven't you?
yes,
Okay, cool. So
I believe so.
At the end of your turn, it'll dissipate. But for his turn, which is before yours, it'll. Yeah. So as you fire this kind of coiling smoke out, it'll land on deck and explode, and he'll go, "Smoke bomb!" And he'll say, "If there's anything relevant here?" He'll say, "Man, the only brew that I want is a Corona, not this smoke bomb." And then he'll cough out his lungs. But it does mean that this turn he doesn't know which direction to turn. So essentially, I'm going to roll a dice to see what direction he turns, and whether or not he goes out or in or straight up will be completely determined by that roll.
Is that gonna give advantage to Rook sneaking about?
It depends what Rook's doing. If he's in the smoke, then possibly. It depends if he can see through the smoke.
I won't be in the smoke, but I will be using this distraction to sneak my way back to the back of the boat again.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give advantage to his sneak then, as his rogue. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Be that as it may, let's see if the wind changes direction. The wind does not change direction, so there is no need to do that. However, Dominic cannot see, so his sails are in full currently, if I remember correctly. So he's going to go full speed in one of 3 directions: north, northwest, or west. So let's see. Actually, I'll roll it here.
North.
How much did we move? What's our current thing? How much did we move last turn?
100.
So we could go full sail here.
Yeah.
So he is getting a little close to those rocks, actually. Let's see if I can actually narrow that down with a D.
My God, if you could just make him crash into the rocks.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he's going to slam into the side of the rocks. Unfortunately, that is the side that Rook
shit.
is on.
Oh shit!
So
Breaked off like a bug.
So we're gonna have to get you to do some sort of rogue or toughness check to not fall off the ship as he slams into the rocks.
Hell yeah! Not that it matters now. My sneak was 10, so I think this is more pressing.
Did you do with advantage?
I did. It was a 10 and a 9.
So
Awful.
not great, but not terrible either. There's a lot of distraction going on anyway. But yeah, this is as you kind of like try and shimmy your way down the ship. You kind of look back over your shoulder and see this enormous rock kind of coming towards you. And I'm going to need you to do a rogue check, actually. It's kind of like either dodge out of the way or a toughness check to kind of like stay strong and attached to the boat.
Batten the hatches!
I think, so Rook kind of spent a lot of time at the front to kind of do this kind of connection plan, and he was kind of in his own head, in his own world about it, and he was like, it's all going perfectly. And then he kind of looks over, realizes that the rocks are right there, and the 1 minute fuse like isn't going to cut it, so he's like rushing back, not being able to be too stealthy. And when the rock is coming in, I think he will try to do a rogue check to release from the side, and then like try to catch back on lower down.
Yeah.
So like a faint drop, and then catch a bit closer to the bottom and the back.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll drop down and try and swing towards the stern of the boat, and try and get back towards the rudder.
Oh yeah, it's a 6.
Yeah, that's.
I rolled so bad.
That's
I rolled so
unfortunately
bad.
not going to do it. So you're going to take a pretty significant amount of damage here. So the boat is going to slam, and Dominic's the smoke's going to clear just in time for Dominic to go, "Whoa!" and then try and steer out of the way of the boat, the rock, but he's not going to make it in time. His ship is going to only move 50 feet this turn, and it's going to lose all its forward momentum, slamming into the rock here. There you go. Yep, absolutely, that's perfect. And it's going to scrape the whole starboard side of the ship, and it's going to drag a huge scar across the back. And as it's kind of slowly moving up the ship, boards breaking, slamming, you can hear them crunching and cracking. Rook is going to try and jump out of the way, but it doesn't make it in time, and a board's going to slam and smack him in the side and back. Not going to be. Ooh.
And this single smoke grenade was more efficient than our entire plan.
I'll just stand on our deck and just be like, fuck.
Go distraction. Oh no.
There you go. I clicked on the wrong thing.
Who needs cannons?
Where's the deck? Here's the deck. So, I'll roll this on my dice because I've got them to hand.
Oh no.
So, as the boards come scraping through, your hand kind of gets like slammed and crushed. It's now a pulpy bloody mess as you take 13 damage from being crushed against the rocks.
Nice. I'm still up. I'm good.
Right, that'll be on his little book, surely.
I can get a hook. That's
going in the book.
It is going to make your staying on a little bit harder. There you go.
Yeah.
But Dominic's crew is now kind of desperately using like whatever kind of fish hooks they can or boat hooks they can to try and push against the rock, try and get it away from the rock if we were to do more damage. In terms of ship damage, I'll tell you how much damage them slamming into the ship the thing did. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I rolled disadvantage on a 2d100 and I rolled a 0-8 and a 0-7. So so the boat actually only took 8 damage. But
took less damage than me.
Yeah, the boat literally took less.
That was the cushion.
Yeah. They were like, "Wow, it didn't do that much damage. That's crazy." And it's just you bloody pulp at the side.
Oh,
I think some of the red paint scraped off on the rock.
Yeah, true. Actually, had it been a normal coloured ship, they would have noticed you. But because it was a red ship, you still go
I'm
unnoticed.
actually super blended in now.
Yeah.
oh God.
The priest sees this and nods unknowingly with his brown cloak.
Should have worn his red cloak.
Amazing. So it's your guys' turn. You get to kind of determine the direction of the wind. And you said it was east. You got
It didn't change, did it? Yeah.
yeah, and you got it full last time, so you got 110 feet of movement.
I think Rook, if he can unstick himself, will just use this opportunity of the boat kind of being stationary to let go of it completely, and with one arm just kind of try to swim to the back where the rudder is, just in position. He won't do anything.
Okay. Yeah.
He won't do anything
great.
just yet, but he'll hold on to the rudder.
How much did we move this one?
You move 110.
Thank you. No.
And where do you want to go? Like,
Around, yeah. 110. I think we want to like rotate
you
though.
can do it. You can turn as well. You don't have to go right there.
70 and 40. Yeah, one back, and you're good.
Boom.
Yeah.
And we'll take one less and just cut them off.
Yeah,
Nice.
So, great move from you guys. Their boat is having a rough time. Rook, I think it's a very smart move from you to jump in the water rather than actually trying to swing on the boat as it's stationary. I would say you don't have to roll a dice to do that. You're a very proficient swimmer. I would say roll a d100 just to see how lucky you are, considering you are now bleeding or in open water.
Oh no, not the shark.
oh dear.
You have to be very, very unlucky for this to happen. But
He's about to check off a whole page in his book.
That's a 100.
that is
Oh my
genuinely the luckiest you can be. And
Okay, thank fuck.
and
If this was Call of Cthulhu, I'd
I
be
thought
dead.
it was a 0 for a second.
Yeah, no. It's,
If it is Call of Cthulhu, I'd have died instantly.
yeah, you would have died instantly.
Yeah.
No, 100 is as you know, unbelievably lucky. And I would say that as you kind of hit the water, a couple of dolphins swim up to you, and they'll aid you in your kind of next few actions. As they can notice.
Oh my God.
They notice you're injured. They notice this isn't where you're supposed to be. They're going to try and help you.
Ride them.
I just open my butt, even though it's soaking wet, and I'll just with a nail cross off. Helped by marine life.
Amazing.
I'll hold on to the rudder if I can get. I'll point to where I want them to take me, and I'll just hold on to the rudder for
Yeah,
time.
dolphins are very intelligent. They'll take you over to the rudder. Amazing. So, Dominic's crew are going to kind of push the boat off a little bit, just enough where they can kind of get by. So they're going to push their boat off. That's going to be some of their movement there, 5 feet. Then they're going to try and move around again. So let's see if the wind changes direction, and if they can determine it. Wind does not change direction. Dominic he's smart enough to know where the wind is going. You got a 12. Yeah, he knows where the wind is going, so he's going to put his sails in full and try and catch up to you. So he's only going to be able to move 60 feet this round because he's had to push off using half of his movement essentially. But he's still going to try and get somewhere. So if somebody can help me move around
Yeah,
there.
I was going to say that the tokens aren't necessarily how big our boats are,
Yes.
right?
But
He
basically,
can still move.
his is much narrower. Yours is much
Yeah.
wider. Yours is a bit shorter. His is a bit long.
Okay.
And that is.
I'm in position and I know what to do.
That is his turn. He was actually going to do something else this turn, but you slammed him into a rock, and now he's had to do something completely different.
I think you find he slammed me into the rock.
What was that noise? That wasn't one of my family.
I mean, dolphin sound.
I was gonna say, did you just click?
Okay, awesome. You got your guys' turn.
Let's get that wind.
As they are traveling in that direction, I'll see the bomb and I'll see the fuse.
Nope.
And I'll look at it and I'll be like, "There's no time. There's no time. I've left it too long." So what I'll do is I'll take whatever twine I have left. I don't know how long the twine is. I'll let you kind of be the judge of that. I think Rook has stuff on him for that kind of thing, but however long you deem appropriate.
You doing me or Eli?
You as the pirate master.
You've got a pretty decent amount of twine. I would say that it's wet, but considering how lucky you've just been, I think I'll allow you to have as much dry twine as you kind of determine how short a fuse. Would you say
the dryness? The dryness doesn't matter too much. Just the length. I'll say we'll have 20 foot left.
Yeah.
And I'll see the bomb and I'll see the candle and kind of like shake my head in disappointment with myself, and then I will take out my pistol and look at it, and it's like saying goodbye to a family member. Like, this is a heartfelt goodbye as he's crying. I'll take the cork out and shove the end of my pistol into it and tie the twine around the trigger.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And then release myself, so I'm just kind of floating there, and then hopefully as the boat travels on, it gets 20 foot, the twine goes taut, pistol would fire and hopefully blow it up.
Oh, so where are you tying the twine to? The rock?
Tying it to the trigger of my pistol, which is jammed into the top of this bomb bottle.
Yeah. And then the other end of the rope?
I'm just holding on to it.
Oh, and then you're just jumping into the water.
Yeah, I'm just releasing the rudder and letting the boat sail on.
Okay. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. And I would say, jump off the boat, and then I would say
like modified cosplay standard pistol that he made for himself. He says goodbye.
Yeah, with all the beautiful filigree on it and everything, it's a beautiful weapon. And
all the Eva foam.
Yeah, it's LARP safe.
So do you want to kind of get onto the boat as they kind of go past?
Well, in the perfect world, that would be Rook's prerogative, but I think he's so caught up in this that he is leaving.
Can we see him?
His rescue to the others.
Can I see if I see him?
Yeah.
Or like try and huck him up? Yeah.
If you do a perception check, and I would say with advantage because the luck and the what's it called? The dolphins are helping.
You see a little
look at the swarm of dolphins.
A savvy check.
Savvy. Okay. So
what's
D12 and a
dolphin?
D6.
School, right?
So 17 and that explodes. Okay, 17 and that. Okay.
It counted as a 12.
It counted as a 12. Okay, 17 plus 7. 19. No, 17 plus 12.
Yeah, 19.
What's that?
Wait, I'm sorry. 17 plus
17
12?
and the 12 exploded. Yeah.
12 can't explode.
Oh.
So 17 then.
17.
Still,
Okay.
I mean, still.
Or, I mean, advantage would have been 9, so 17.
You see somewhat of a bloody mass in the water, and you can see kind of like these fins and shapes surrounding it, and you know that obviously that Eli was supposed to be on the Rook was supposed to be on the back of the
I was supposed to be on there.
Rook was supposed to be on the back of the ship, so you know that's probably what that is.
I'll go and like scoop him up in my action.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you go past, you don't really need to change the sails because you already had it correctly. So you can kind of sail past the ship, and as you do, you can Rook onto the deck of the pumpkin patch. I would say you had 20 foot of
with
rope.
a bit of twine in my hand.
Yeah. So there's still a rope connecting you and the rudder until you go past.
Yeah.
So how much do we go on this one?
You
Are they
go
going first?
110, I think.
I mean, so probably like
Wait, so-
here-ish.
Wait, this is so 80, and then 110. That's another 30, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Give me
how
another
do you?
30.
Which way? Like this way?
Yeah, like here. I think we could
There?
go for here, maybe. At
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
point.
thinking. Like there.
Yeah, let's do that. Boom.
So there'll be some difficulty with that, but we'll get to that in a second. As you go past the
Oh.
ship, the rope goes taut. Eli,
I'll like
scooped the
hand the
rope-
twine up to Eli and say, "Pull. I don't have the
Pull
strength.
my finger.
Pull my rope."
I'll just kind of like hold it as we like being like, okay, what?
That's fine. Just hold on to it.
Eli
Oh,
holds onto the
man.
rope, holding onto Rook, barely noticing the rope being pulled in his hands, and using his strong body, will just hold onto the rope, and it will just go taut, and he will not move. The rig will explode. Can you roll me a D100, Jack? Just see how.
That's fine.
Oof.
This is gonna be 0 this time.
15.
But what I wanted was you to roll below your previous one when you built the thing, which was a 49. So
Okay, good.
So the 15 explodes the rudder, and then I'm going to try and do damage with it. So let's say it's kind of a bomb. Let's say it's kind of explosive damage, right? So mental. I would say it's. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does 21 damage. Roll pretty well. 21 damage to the rudder.
Pretty good.
It doesn't necessarily break the rudder itself, but it will break the chain that the rudder is attached to. So the ship will now not be able to be controlled by the rudder.
Oh.
So it'll essentially the rudder will flip-flop as the ship is trying to choose a direction. So it'll choose any of the directions it kind of nearly wants to go to, but going around the rock is going to be nearby impossible.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Unless
it's working.
somebody tied an anchor to netting.
Yeah, I remember that. And then when we went ahead, I was like, that's going to come back to haunt me.
And it will. Dominic will try to move the steering wheel. Notice that it's completely gone slack after a small explosion. And go, sabotage. No, actually, sorry. I will scrap that. He says, listen, all family. This is sabotage. He will say, we're not able to control the rope. And then a woman called Letty Ortiz will shout, Dom, don't worry. The anchor is somehow tied to the netting. If we fire it at the rock, we might be able to turn.
Oh my
Damn it,
God.
Letty! And then,
Betty.
yeah, that's his girlfriend's name. Dominic Toretto's girlfriend. And then Dominic
And his
Toretto
ex in that.
will jump across the whole ship just to kind of get involved. Essentially, what they're going to do is they're going to try and fire this at the thing. I'm going to roll a D100, and if it scores 60 or above, it will attach to the rock, and they will be able to swing around it, kind of very Fast and Furious style.
Can we shoot the rope? Can we shoot the rope?
Well,
Dun,
that's
dun.
true. I mean, you definitely could when it's linked. So I'll let you try and do that if you can. So let's see if we get it. And if not, they're going to have a very difficult time turning. So, oh shit. No. That's too many.
I did that as well.
I thought it was going to just roll. Get me one. Okay, so this is going to be D100. They're going to try and fire the anchor at the rock. See if it'll hook on and then kind of like swing around the rock. I think it's Fast and Furious 9. If this definitely happens, I've definitely seen it. That is a
Yours!
17. They fire the thing, and somewhat surprisingly, a anchor is much heavier than a net. And he kind of just plops into the water, and he goes, "Damn it, Letty!" And then he holds her, really romantically, in a kind of like aggressive, really macho way. That's kind of like, is that abuse?
Oh my God.
You know,
It was problematic, but it's a film. Sure.
problematic, but like she's got no personality outside of cars and Dom. So there you go. So the ship is going to travel forwards. The rudder is going to kind of like wiggle and move. It's not going to be able to determine its direction. So let's say north is 1, and then 2, 3 is it can probably go and turn on a dime. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Let's just do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool.
So it's not going to be able to determine the direction it goes, but it has to go kind of full speed.
Oh!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is going to go right towards the rock. It's probably going to take.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's the direction they need.
It's almost the direction they need.
Almost.
Yeah. It will, I think, scrape past the rock, but it will take damage doing so, and it will lose some speed. So, see how good the sails are quickly. Oh, I'll do it on screen. Let's see. I don't know why I've not been wrong. He's not really actually good at doing the sails, but there you go. He figures it out. So he has got full sails in the right direction, so he's going to go 110. It's going to slam into the rock very shortly afterwards. So here you go. So that's about 7. I would say he probably only gets about 80 feet because of the scraping and damage. So he's going to get to about there, and he's going to take. Well, it's less damage than it was before. I don't know why I did that. Well, I already had a metric. Hold on a second. It's already taken.
It took 8 damage, didn't it? Or 7 damage?
I'm retconning that because actually I already had a metric to determine the amount of damage it took, and that was 50. So it's taking 50 damage.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it was 10d10, similar to the way the rocks work previously. That's what I mentioned. So this is also going to scrape the thing, but I'm going to get rid of a couple of the ones because it's not taking as much of a slam.
Yeah.
So 7. Yep. Okay, so it's taking 70 damage total. The boat is looking definitely super fucked up on its starboard side. It's definitely going to let in water, and it's definitely not going to be able to go as fast as it naturally would because it's letting on water. Yeah. So its natural speed is now going to go down to 90. So anything extra it gets is going to be lower. Awesome. So the Mustang is now caught up to you, and it is your turn. Now, you've got the rock to go here, and you've got the rock to go around there. I would say that going around is just going to take longer, but it is safer. If you go through, you are going to risk hitting the rock. You misjudge the wind at all, and then you're going to take 10d10 damage, and you're only going to be able to move 50% of your speed on the next turn.
Well, all the lads are back on the ship. I say we have a very quick decision about it.
But help me up.
I give him like the manly wrist on wrist grab and pull him up.
Good hand or bad hand?
On the way up, I lick his finger.
Fresh new coat. Oh, I hate it.
You started it.
I'm exclusively only narrated licking my own finger. Thank you very much.
It sounded like you put
No,
it in
you know,
Eli's
Yeah, it sounded like you put it in my feet.
mouth.
No, that was a misunderstanding that I did not intend, but it was really funny.
I'm also thinking this could you're coming up with another name for the pirates, by the way.
Finger lickers.
Yeah, finger licking pirates.
Finger licking good.
Anyway.
KFC.
So what do you guys do? I want to point
well,
out that Barty is the medic, by the way, so in some regard he could heal you if you took his action to do so.
I'm alright for now, I think.
We'll come back to you, lad.
I mean,
Here's
round?
I think our sabotages have all run out. We need to push whatever advantage we have. I say we go through the devil's throat. In the meantime, see if you can cut the rope or whatever. Oh no, they didn't succeed in the rope.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't actually have to use that. We would have really failed if that was our only shot. I say we go hell for leather.
Alright.
Maybe we can just Maybe the two of you can just sit in the back and just shoot Dominic.
Just 8 trees.
I can't. I lost my pistol.
How did you lose it?
I spent too long. The fuse was good. It was going to be too long. I had to improvise.
Wait, isn't it still tied to the rope?
Yes, but it was right next to a bomb. I don't think it's. I don't think it's going to be good.
I'll take one of
the bomb.
I'll take one of my spare pistols out and be like, "Don't worry, being a pirate's all about losing your pistols," and I'll give it to you.
This is
Dave,
so
can you
much
quickly roll me a
worse.
luck check?
A luck check.
Yeah, you're looking for above
Why?
75.
Why?
100.
57?
Oh, I saw the 7 and the 5.
I'm gonna try the wind to see if we can go through the narrow slot.
Yeah, absolutely. The wind has changed direction as well. So,
Alright. 15.
15. Yeah, that's good. The
And the
wind
6
is
explodes.
going cardinal north, but you're going
6
south.
explodes
So
as well.
The wind is going north. Oh, so does that mean we just want to put the sail down completely?
You mean up? Or down.
If we position the sail north, we can rudder steer with it, right? Oh, actually, it would be going against us.
Well, no.
So,
Yeah, it's literally perfectly
sail up.
100% against the wind, so we just
Sail up.
down. So,
Yeah.
right, down as if turn off.
0 power. Yeah.
binary
I feel
to
like we had
zero.
this exact. We had exactly the same problem in Sea of Thieves. We were like, sails down. Do you mean up?
also, you rolled more than the 16 because the 6 exploded.
Oh, yes, true.
70.
No.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Actually, the kind of hardest part about this is the fact that you're changing direction and the wind is staying constant. So the wind is going north, but you're going southeast, then to south. It's deft work between you and Eli, kind of managing the sail, determining the direction of the wind, and then actually turning the sail as the ship turns itself. It's actually a very masterful piece, seaworthy windship.
Yeah.
Good job, lads.
You can move 170 feet.
170? Fuck.
Through the
So-
Devil's Throat.
Or like there?
So this is 40.
Risk and reward, you get something very, very far, and you don't take
Wait.
any damage from the rocks.
So,
Perfect.
damn.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
But,
When do we break the rum out?
if you had gotten
Wait
even
for the
slightly
finish line.
wrong, that would have
Fucked us, yeah.
Yeah, that would have absolutely fucked you. Dominic's going to do something on his turn, see what he can do with the ship.
Oh, if you switch your measure to movement, you can move it and it measures.
Oh.
Oh,
Kind of cool.
that's good. How did you do that?
How'd you do that?
If you go on the ruler at the top, there's like a.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you click on the ruler and click M,
Jack. Albo Radio got it.
it's got some cool stuff in it. It's very cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's really helpful actually, because we've been struggling.
Hmm.
Dom has completely put his sails in the wrong direction. He has run aground.
Oh.
His ship is taking a lot of damage, and he is going to have to roll to see which direction he moves in. Same kind of thing we said before. But his ship is facing this way, so let's say it starts from here and goes to there. Roll 1. He's going to go immediately north, 100 feet. You know what? I had a lot of cool stuff that Dom was going to do to kind of fuck you guys up, and now I can't do any of that. But he got his sails immediately wrong, and he's going, and he's lost 10 feet of movement anyway. So he's going 100, so he's down to 70 feet. But he is like, no! You can just hear him like screaming, and then just lots of pistol sounds.
Oh my god, he's executing the crew.
I would never hurt my family. Cool. Although there is an obstacle that you're going to come up to very, very shortly. There is on
The Sea King, he's back.
No.
All their friends are going to get in our way.
No. This is their race, which.
Good.
Fair.
Okay, so there are. As you kind of look over the boat, you can see that there's strong currents under the sea which flow in multiple directions. You can push ships. You can choose multiple options, but essentially you can try and look for a current, which will look for a current. If you choose to look for a current, you can find one which will help you in the right direction. If you find the one using a correct acumen check, you can move an additional 50 feet in the direction you want. If you fail in finding a current, you will unfortunately be placed onto a random current, and you will move 50 feet in a random 1d8 direction. So, would you like to try and find a current, or would you like to kind of just move along?
I think
We try and end in style.
Can we do one job each? So one of us does the sails, one of us does the current.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm happy to look for the current.
I'll stick to the sails.
Well, Andy, you're the helmsman, so David's probably.
Oh yeah, I'll deal with the sails because your hand looks fucked for some reason.
What?
No, his hand looks sucked,
between
Dave.
a rock and a hardship.
Oh, shit,
Damn!
With
Son.
an exploding 6.
Oh wow.
Okay.
that is a 20.
Jesus
Let's go.
Christ. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously you find the wind, go full sails. I would say you can get an extra 10 feet on top of that as well, so boat will go 120 if you want. Eli, can you look for a... sorry, not Eli. I think Eli. Rook, can you look for the current for me, please?
Sorry, I picked up the dice. It's lower than that. Hiya! 11. Okay, average.
Your 6 explodes.
Oh, it does indeed. 12.
12 is actually what you needed to have to find the current. I'm not sure. So
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, you were able to find the southerly current, the one that's kind of going to push your boat southwards. Otherwise, you would have travelled 50 feet in the northeast direction. But as you've correctly identified where the wind was in such a thorough manner, you've instructed Eli how to put the thing out, and also you have found the current. You were able to move 170 feet this round.
Oh wow.
Let's go. So we can go 170. Halfway there.
There's only one trick that Dominic can pull here, and that's hoping that he's going to head in the right direction. And then he can do his trick. And if he heads in the right direction now, he's back in the race. And if he doesn't, he's not. And it's really as simple as that. So
How the fuck is he getting back from that?
there is one thing that he can do.
I distinctly remember seeing some silver cannons on the back of his
Yes.
ship.
Oh
May
god,
or-
the nitro.
He may or may not have a lot of nitro in his ship.
Yeah.
He would have to be facing the correct direction, or correct enough where he's willing to risk it.
We should have fired off his nitro during the crossing.
Yeah, if I was smart enough and rolled well enough, I might have been able to not mistake them as cannon.
So I'm gonna. Well, first I'm gonna roll for the sail. Get the sail in the right direction. So 1d4 plus 1, 12. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, it
Okay.
gets the full sail. It's going kind of south. So it's in the right direction as well.
See?
And so he'll get 110 feet of movement. He's able to do. Which direction does he go? It's going to be across that way. So he's aiming for kind of like a 6 or a 5-ish
Okay.
on the d8. So let's
Okay.
see where we go. Come on, Dominic, back in the game. Oh, no!
Oh! Do the nitro. Do it.
Do the nitro.
Okay. I'm gonna say he's
Going up the service ramp.
he's gonna see that this is a giant rock. He's gonna slam into it, and he's gonna try and ramp off the rock using the nitro because he knows it's not gonna work otherwise. So he's gonna try and ramp
Oh
off the
my
rock,
God.
and he's gonna have to
Oh my
get a
God.
95 95 or above on a D100 for it to work. Because them ramping their cars is a very common thing in Fast and Furious. So I will do that. But
95, that's mad.
would anybody like to roll me a D100 to see whether or not they're able to boost and roll and get it? They would roll 150 for the nitro and 120 for the things. They would go 270 feet if they're able to ramp off this. They will take a lot.
Add a 30 for the air time.
Yeah, for the hang time. Yeah. So, Dave, do you want to roll me a D100?
I've spent my 100 rolls, so somebody else
That's
needs
true.
to
I was gonna say I've used mine, Andy. Do you feeling lucky?
Always. What are we aiming for?
You're aiming for anything less than 95.
70.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, it's close to be fair.
It wasn't too far off, yeah.
So you don't really see what's happening, but you just see. You kind of turn around and just see an enormous explosion and just rocks careening off of here, and just going in all directions. And like there's a huge like billowing like black cloud of smoke as this kind of like after this thunderous roar, and it's kind of like coming up from the top of this kind of ramp-looking rock, and you're like,
Volcano?
No, you're expecting fully that they're gonna just jump through it and they just land into the water, a la the Batman and his Batmobile in the Robert Pattinson Batman film, and then nothing comes through the smoke.
I take my hat off and just hold it to my chest.
I won't necessarily pretend that we're going to continue doing the rest of the race in any way. I would say that you're able to kind of fully finish the race and.
Can we do like one more roll to see how much style we finish in?
Oh yeah. I would say each of you roll me a luck roll. If you give out, you're aiming for like more than 150
Total.
70.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I got 99. Thank fuck.
No
yes.
way! Where did you get 99?
You're 99.
And 100. You should have rolled for Dominic.
No way. I'd savor these babies. Dolphins start to push us along.
Yeah, dolphins kind of like ramp onto the bottom of your side of your boat and you kind of like push you along, raising you out of the water slightly. So sorry, you got 99. Dave, what did you get? 70?
70.
70 flat. So that's 169. And Andy, what did you get?
Nice.
76.
Wow. Okay. So, Dave, can you do the maths on that?
175, 150, 250.
250.
Is that right?
Yeah, 250.
250 something, yeah.
Yeah, 250. 255, technically.
250.
So, out of a possible 300, you rolled 255. Which
Yeah,
I've got to say
that's
is
crazy.
pretty fucking good.
That's crazy.
You, there's another obstacle that you kind of have to get through, which is called a miniature whirlpool, which turns the ship around. But actually, with how lucky and how well you're reading the wind, you actually use it to kind of spin the boat in a kind of like a sideways motion, and you Tokyo
Yeah, we
drift
Akira
across the
slide.
line. Yeah, you Akira slide across the line in the ferry. The ferry has actually taken no damage, bizarrely.
It's so good.
Through this whole thing. I was not able to use my smoke barrels. I was not able to use my saboteurs. I was not able to use my nitros, and I was not able to use my jellyfish catapult.
Well,
So-
they use their
Oh my
nitros.
god. They used it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I was gonna wait until it was on the final straight and use them. But yeah, you absolutely smashed this. And it was not an easy encounter either, considering their ship has an unnatural advantage and they were going to sabotage you. You've done a really good job here. But you are able to beat the Furious Pirates. And, you know, the Fast and Furious crew will kind of like go... Is it?
Yeah,
I feel like this was the most successful like D&D plan of all time.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
I think a lot of it came down to like really good rolling and really unlucky rolling from
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, it's true. It's a classic for me, really. Some of the Furious Brethren will go and collect the survivors from the Dominic Furious Mustang. And on there will be a semi-conscious Dominic Furious, covered in like burn scars all down the one side of his face. One of his eyes seems to be kind of like completely sealed shut with burns, and it's not looking super good for him. But he on the gurney as he kind of like are next to him on one of the ships as you're celebrating. He'll reach out to you and grab your arm, Barty, as you're the captain of the ship. He'll say,
And lick it.
"That was some incredible driving. Sailing. Whenever you need to call upon me, we're family." And he'll hand you a transponder snail, which
wow.
which will be a 1-to-1 call, and you'll gain 2 things from it. One, you'll be able to call the Furious Pirates once, and the Furious Pirates will show up with XD8 ships, as in the boys. They'll all turn up. And additionally, if you call that number once on a separate occasion, these are 2 separate things. Essentially, if you're in a dockyard with your ship, and I need to turn this music off actually. You're in a dockyard with your ship, in a pirate dockyard with your ship, you would go up to a Furious affiliated dock worker. They will give you 1 free ship upgrade if you call Dominic Furious on that phone and hand it over to them.
Fuck yeah.
Oh wow! So essentially, it's one use for both of those kind of thing.
Yep, 1 use for both of those. But Dominic Furious and the Furious Pirates, this has been a positive encounter for you. They look upon you favorably. They think you as kind of allies on the sea, not necessarily enemies.
Can I
Gonna bow to them.
No.
As he hands me the transponder, I'm gonna grab him in a manly handshake and say, "Right back at you. If you ever need us, name pending. Just know that family never leaves each other behind."
Finger lickers.
He's got you in like the kind of like manly predator handshake, kind of weakly while sitting on the gurney, and you just see a bloody tear go down his sealed eye. He goes, quotes, hold on a sec. Says, "I live my life a quarter mile at a time, but family's family." And then he'll be stretching away.
He said that when we started.
Yeah, he did.
He just repeated it.
And then,
To be fair, he's probably concussed.
this man is so concussed. But yeah, congratulations, guys! A very successful encounter. You get back across the line, and if you want, you can go over to the lowrider to collect your previous passengers. But yeah, congratulations.
We'll be very courteous to Alara and see that the ship is fine and that we did it all good. And she
Not a scratch.
Not a scratch. Even with the whole rock shenanigans, you went between those 2 big rocks at the side when you were coming around.
If you get close to them, actually there's a lot more space between there than you think.
I'm not sure I would be able to make the same judgment call on that. I think I would have lost this race 10 times out of 10. Fast 10 times out of 10.
Well, there are benefits to keeping such fools around. For surely only a fool would succeed in such a venture.
I made you a promise, didn't I? But I'll try and keep it as possible. I could not keep my eyes away from you, mostly because I was concerned that you'd wreck my boat. I couldn't. It was either watching it or watching it, the insides of my palms, and it was kind of touch and go at different times.
Oh my god! I just remembered. Rook, kid, come here.
Yes.
I'm gonna pull out a scalpel and a bone saw.
Oh well, if it must be amputated, then I guess a hook will do. If it's really so bad.
Do you want a hook?
He's doing the thing where like
all your
it's got the whole thing's gonna go.
I think the injury is like nowhere near enough to be amputated, but he's like being like, "Oh no, you must amputate it. I must have a hook."
I'll
Don't be so dramatic.
Close your-
All your fingers are currently moving.
close your eyes, boy.
Aftershock.
There's so much blood.
it's just nerves. The final death rattle of them. Oh, it must be cut off. It must be
Can I-
replaced
can
by
I,
a hook
like-
immediately.
Throw something at you for you to catch it.
Yeah, I'll probably
Um,
catch it.
I'm gonna use my crew skill plus my Doctor MD to heal him 44.
Damn, what?
Oh, wait,
Back
4d4.
to full.
44.
44.
44.
Oh, 40.
44.
Yeah, that's pretty good, to be fair.
7. It doubles what I had.
Incredible. By the way, Eli, you lent Rook a gun, and I made you roll a luck check. The reason I did that is because you had fired off a couple of shots, and also
Oh, yeah.
all your gunpowder in the bomb, and you had 4 pistols left. Only one of them had ammo that worked and gunpowder in it. And I said roll below a 75, and you don't, and it's bad luck. You handed Rook a pistol that did not work.
I'm like aiming down the sight, trying to adjust with it.
Bam.
Maybe try some. Like you can keep it. Like I have another 5. Well, another 4 now.
I'll have to make some modifications, some decorative.
Yeah, maybe make
Control.
sure it's loaded. I did shoot some, pistols off.
It's not loaded.
But make sure it's loaded.
I
You know.
aim at Bart's metal leg and fire.
Oi.
Nothing happens.
Oh, well, thank God.
As
Well,
the dolphin slapped your head. You watch where you aim that thing, boy.
don't worry, I trusted Eli. He said it wasn't loaded. But, better safe than sorry.
That was not safe.
That was not safe. Well, we'll find some powder when we land, I guess. Until then, I've got my sword.
You turn around. You, Alara, actually, you all and Alara turn around to go and collect the rest of your crew who are coming back, and you see there's a group of the kind of furious pirates kind of solemnly gathered around them. And as you kind of part ways, they kind of look at you sort of glumly. And as they do, you can see there's a figure lying on the ground. Not one of the furious pirates, but one of the passengers.
Oh my god.
Oh?
Maybe they killed one of our crew.
You see the bloke Luke Hobbs say, "Not us,
Oh my
friend. Not us. This isn't our style." And you see Father Marcellus is dead on the floor.
Dead?
Dead?
And that's where we're going to end our session.
I mean, it's a small loss.
I retconned me pointing the pistol. Oh, it doesn't work. A shame.
Now, I cannot believe Jack rolled a 99 and a 100. That's insane.
I know 100. My D12s and other dice are not working with me. They're not playing ball, but my D100s are somehow amazing.
What, dude? What a session though! Holy shit!
Yeah, that was really fun.
Great, I'm glad. There
That was insane.
was one thing I really wanted to do, which I wasn't able to, which was the jellyfish catapult. Essentially, what would have happened is, if you were ever kind of like around this zone, they would have fired a jellyfish at one of your crew members, and you would have had to 1v1 it as all of this is going on. Otherwise, you'll be paralyzed for the next 2 rounds.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
So yeah, it was going to be a 1v1 with like a jellyfish essentially that had a knife. But
No.
you fucked him so purely around here that I was never able to use it, and I was like, there were so many times where I was like, oh man, they're close, but like he needs to move, so I can't actually just like shove it on.
Yeah, the smoke shot really fucked him, and then
Yeah.
like exploding the thing straight after it was just.
Oh my
It
god.
all-
I
it
don't
all
think we
worked
could
out.
have planned that.
No, I mean, well, we had the bare bones of the plan, and I
Yeah.
think the planning was very good. I think we planned
Yeah.
really well. We had a very good idea.
I think very rarely the plans
they
just
were
like
the
come to
rudder.
fruition like that. Like the dice just kind of went with it, which is exactly what you needed.
Oh my god. It felt so good to have everything just work.
Yeah. And then the fucking explosion on the rock. It was
Yeah.
the cherry on top.
Yeah, I'm sad about that. Maybe I should have lowered the difficulty, but no, I thought 95 was probably like that's
Like 95, that's crazy. I mean, to be fair, you didn't. What was it? It was
yeah,
77.
77s.
If it was like a quarter chance, then it would have probably just worked.
A
But
quarter chance doesn't it doesn't feel fair, does it?
Yeah, you
well,
are slamming
who
your boat
knows?
into a rock.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah, when you don't have control of the rudder and everything, you're trying to make a good situation out of a really bad one. But fuck yeah, no, it was great.
yeah. You
I really liked the boat mechanics, like the
Yeah,
how
they worked
you
well.
yeah
well, the wind.
yeah the wind and
well,
everything
Oh,
to
nice.
move it. Yeah,
we didn't overestimate the opponent, but I mean, as it turned out, I think we overestimated it, but it was only because of the mechanics of like finding the wind and setting the sails. They just rolled quite poorly early on,
Yeah.
and then like the wind being against us.
Yeah, because if they'd
meant that
gotten
we were actually like neck and neck for most of it.
Yeah.
if they'd gone too far away, I would never have been able to like do the smoke shot, which would have caused the whole
Yeah,
thing, and then it would have just been
Chain
relying on the rudder, and that would have been probably a bit more tighter, I think.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely. I mean,
the only way I got to the rudder was when it was stopped.
yeah, that was also really smart because I would have made you roll another rogue check to kind of like get across it, but you didn't need to
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah, but yeah, you are a good rogue though, so like you might probably have been able
Oh
to
my
do
dice!
yeah.
that. No, you don't.
Oh my fucking dice!
Yeah, I think the guarantee of dropping into the water is a bit more intelligent, and yeah, Dave being like really close. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, like a lot of the stuff that Andy was doing was very clutch. Like, even when he wasn't able to get the full information of the wind, still getting 100%.
Yeah.
Correctly twice.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
Oh, I really like the guessing bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the
That's
fact
fun.
you're like, you have 4 options, choose one.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like the role isn't a pass or fail. It's like it decides
It's a level
how
of
much information
difficulty,
you
yeah.
have, and then you is either a set thing or you guess.
I'm glad you like that. That was something I spent a lot of Monday when I was supposed to be working trying to figure out how that would work. Laura came up with quite a few of the kind of like the sabotage ideas. The jellyfish catapult is something of her creation, somewhat.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Well, not necessarily the full thing, but the kind of inspiration from it was. But yeah, she was.
He hates jellyfish as well. Maybe that's why.
Medusa. But yeah, she was. Yeah, it was a really, really fun session. You guys smashed it.
Did.
But also,
and we got another potential name.
Yeah, and your second pirate encounter, and this one, you come out with an ally, possibly, like or somebody who views you favorably on.
The upgrade
Yeah.
is very spicy. I like that.
I hadn't actually thought that we would encounter pirates and they potentially look at us favorably.
Yeah.
I know, but like for some reason I was like, all pirates are out to get each other. But actually, One Piece is very much like some of them are enemies and some of them are like
Our family.
comrades. So yeah. I think that.
Pirates just want to do what they want to do, and all the furious pirates want to do is street race or straight race.
Fucking brilliant. Lovely stuff.
Amazing.
Okay, well, so that was day 3. There's
That
2
was
more
day
days
3.
to travel.
You've got a murder to figure out. Day 4.
God, what the fuck happened there? We need to inquire.
Is it a murder? He could have just died of old age.
Potentially.
The excitement got to
struck
him.
down by God.
God wills it.
God wills it.
But we'll have to do a little detective work, I think, about inquire actually what happened. But hell yeah. Good shit.
Good shit, yeah.
To out of all the NPCs to die, the father was like...
What was that?
redeem people and everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how Rook feels about it though. I think he's quite all right with it, but he's
What-
still young and immature.
He was just asking everybody if they wanted to confess anything. You know, he was just like, I'm just
Yeah.
just here to listen, really.
Which I think is like a good thing, but Rook in his immaturity is like, hell no, I'm not doing any of that. Maybe bit of character growth, you know. Do these things while you can, for every day maybe your last.
I'm
Good shit.
gonna. We should be around for next week, which should be great. Yeah,
Yep.
very well,
Yep.
very well done. That could have gone one of many
Are we
ways.
full party next week? Oh no,
Ooh.
Joe's like still away, or Joe's doing something, right?
He's away last week, I think, and this week.
Last week and this
We
week.
can mess
I
with it.
think.
He might
can't
depends on when he
remember.
flies back, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
Either way, I'll be around. We'll be good.
I should be around.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fine.
Great job,
All right,
guys.
till then.
Excellent
Have a
sailing
good
through
one.
ship.
Thank you very much, Max.
And you, yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna go play some Tokyo Drift as I make dinner.
See you guys. Cheers.